Welcome to 2K Sports, everyone. We have some exciting NBA action coming up. Joined by Grant Hill and Tim Legler. This is Brian Anderson. And we'll have Ale LaForce reporting for us. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Klay Thompson.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt. Randall and Gobert are in the middle. And it's McDaniels in at the 3 spot. And for the Mavericks, Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Flag is out there with Max Christie, and it's Marshall in at the small forward. And midway through the season, is this the point in the schedule where players start to feel some fatigue set in?
Oh, yeah. The adrenaline of the beginning of the year has worn off at this point. Everybody is feeling it. This is when you're counting on that preseason conditioning to get you through the rigors of a very long season.
Rest and recovery, most important thing this time of year.
No substitutes for those.
Now here's Randall. Big-time contributor on offense, just over 22 points a game. Here's Gobert, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, and Gobert's teammates encourage him to seek out his offense, especially when he's this deep.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Rudy Gobert picks one up.
Not the tallest center in the league, he more than makes up for it with those crazy hops.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Gafford, no good on that free throw. And the Mavericks are in the planning stages for a new arena set to open by 2031.
Yeah, their existing arena opened in 2001. A 30-year run for an NBA venue is pretty typical. And remember, it's big business. New arenas are often the anchor tenant for larger developments.
And here's Edwards outside. Washington grabs the miss.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
Pass to Gafford, and stolen by Gobert. Edwards with it. He's picked up by Christie. Edwards looking it over. Outside, DiVincenzo. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Just 5 on the clock. Edwards for 3. And the rebound goes to Dallas. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
A bit ago, Jason Kidd and I were able to chat. He was complimentary of his opponent, Anthony Edwards. Coach told me Ant is a special player in terms of his athleticism, skill, and his mindset. He approaches each matchup with an aggressiveness that we need to try and match. BA, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Allie. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Pass to Randall. They double Randall. The kick out to Edwards. Another miss by Minnesota. Marshall with it. DiVincenzo picks him up. Marshall inside. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And despite lacking a consistent three-point stroke over his career, Tim, Najee Marshall has been a pretty consistent rotation piece.
Yeah, BA, and he's done that despite the fact he was undrafted back in 2020. Defense really was his initial calling card. Offensively, he's looking to add to his game.
Making a name for himself now. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. Checked in for the Mavericks. Nimhart comes in for Marshall. And how about we check the numbers for Max Christie?
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
1:05 left now in the first quarter. Clark, the pass to Reed. He goes right over Daniel Gafford and slams it down.
Whenever he gets that close to the hoop, he finishes with authority.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. And here are the Mavericks now. It's a three-point game. Defeated by Milwaukee in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them. Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Gafford. Martin, he's checked in for Robinson Earl. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Freeman's checked in. So he gets them both. And Grant, this defense of the Timberwolves, one of the league's stingiest.
Well, if you look up and down their lineup, not many weak links for opponents to target. And then, of course, you've got 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, on that back line. BA, they're tough.
Now here's Conley. 6 to shoot. To the wing on the left. Reed for 3. That one doesn't drop. The Mavericks trailing. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. Martin, the pass to DeMartin. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The T-Wolves on top. They lead by 1. And the second quarter is on its way when we return. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. All right, let's quickly break down the game, what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
Well, you have to credit their effort on the defensive end. It set the tone for this contest.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
On the court for the Timberwolves, second quarter underway. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Dillingham out there with Mike Conley. And it's Clark in at the small forward position. Now here's Russell, giving this team some energy, averaging a little over 10 points a game.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
Well, my feeling is you just want to make sure it's called consistently both ways.
Minnesota in the lead. Now Conley. No points so far. Randall inside. Robinson Earl on him. Offensive rebound. Pass to Conley. There's the triple. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Well, Conley can be a volume scorer from the arc. The defense can't let him just have those opportunities.
Nembhard, a screen on Clark. Oh, Thompson from deep three-point land. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. One of the all-time great shooters, Tim. Klay Thompson has put on some legendary shooting displays.
Well, BA, he has a picture-perfect shooting stroke, and when he gets it going, it's almost like he can't miss no matter what the defense does to stop him.
And that one comes up a bit short.
The defense really didn't do enough to alter that shot. It's simply a miss.
And here's Russell. There's a screen. Checked by Randall. Dillingham with a rebound. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Outside Conley. And Reed with a basket on the assist by Conley. Reed's got his second basket of the game.
Well, the defense is going to try to shut down certain things, but it's impossible to deny everything. That's a skilled play right there.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And it's a completely new group here for the Mavericks. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Gobert's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Clark. Edwards, he's checked in for Dillingham. And it's DiVincenzo in for Conley. Now here's Marshall. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. Right wing. Here's Flagg. Good work defensively by DiVincenzo.
Defense did just enough to force that miss. I really expected him to get 2 there.
Pass to Flagg. 1:10 left in the first half of basketball. Back to Washington. Nice ball movement by Dallas. To win the drought, and Gobert with a block.
Well, Rudy loves erasing shots. Every chance he gets, he'll take a swipe at you.
Edwards, that's good. 50 seconds left in the first half. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Gafford with a screen on Randall. Pass to Christie from outside the arc. Pure from three-point range.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
The Timberwolves lead by 5. Randall outside. Edwards for 3. Oh, Edwards! Money on the triple!
Well, he's starting to get into a rhythm now after a rough first quarter.
Here's Washington. Edwards pulls it in.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
Here's Flagg outside. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And that concludes the first half. It's Minnesota. They lead by 8. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fair half-court shot.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
And for that matchup with the Hornets, this looks like a complete toss-up to me. Talent level is similar. These games often come down to a few key plays.
And if that's the case, we'll see who has the better closers tonight. And now, time to talk about this game. What a solid start for the Timberwolves.
We expect them to come out and play well. They put on their work clothes. They're taking care of things. That's what good teams do.
This could have been a trap game for them, but they set the tone early, and I like what I'm seeing, man. I like it. I like it.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
After seeing a franchise player like Luka Doncic traded, you think there's anyone who is truly untouchable now, Tim?
Well, I tell you what, that trade, BA, made me realize nobody in this league is immovable. You just don't know what the future holds, and I think fewer guys will stay with one team their entire careers.
That was a shocker for sure. Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Flag is out there with Max Christie, and it's Marshall in at the 3. That's Jason Kidd's 5 as we get into the second half. Now here's Christie. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Pass to Randall, puts up a 3, nails it from 3. Randall's got 5 now.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Fires from deep, and it's Washington missing.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second chance opportunities. And you know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. P.J. Washington is playing for his hometown team. He said, I grew up in Dallas from 2nd grade to 10th grade. Being home is great. There's no pressure at all. It's just exciting. I look at it as an opportunity to be aggressive, win games, and just be me. It's a dream come true. Back to you, Brian.
They're happy to have him. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. Here's DiVincenzo. After the Mavericks picking up a basket just a moment ago. And here's Edwards outside. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. 11 points in the game.
When Edwards knocks down threes, Ant is pretty much unstoppable.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And now let's see the most efficient scoring teams around the league this season. 5th, the Timberwolves.
The basketball IQ this team possesses is special. They don't rush anything on the offensive end. They take their time and stay patient trying to find the best shot possible.
Mavericks trail by 14. Washington outside. Pass to Flag. Now Marshall. Shot clock at 6. Here's Flag. Offensively, he's been a force. He's putting up around 19 points a game.
Once he saw the smaller defender guarding him, he took it right to the rack.
Randall against Washington. And it's Randall with the jam.
Yeah, big man with big-time handles. Great work by Randall to create for himself.
Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Pass to Flag. Marshall outside. Here's Flag. Shoots over DiVincenzo. McDaniels with the rebound.
Coaches loathe empty possessions. You got to be able to hit the easy ones.
Right side, Edwards. 55 seconds left in the third quarter. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They're doing what they can do to mount a comeback.
And B.A., they don't have to get it all back at once. Just focus on making every possession count.
Now here's Marshall. He's scoreless. Pass to Flag. Marshall on the wing. Over McDaniels. Marshall can't hit. The Timberwolves lead by 14. Randall right side. Edwards with it. Shot from the low post is good. Edwards has got 5 points now in the quarter. And so it's Minnesota in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. Defense is setting the tone. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, coaches love unselfishness, and this is exactly what they're referring to.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for the Timberwolves, Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Dillingham out there with Mike Conley. And it's Clark in at the 3, small forward. Now here's Nembhard. Back to Thompson. Fires the 3. The shot no good. Good D by Clark.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Here's Randall, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Superior strength on display. Randall just refusing to let the defense slow him down there.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, they have owned the offensive perimeter throughout this game, finding lots of openings and turning them into big shots.
I really like their effort in transition tonight, constantly pushing the pace and then turning that into points.
And the free throw, no good. All right, Tim, back in 1996, you led the league in three-point percentage. You shot 52% on 3 attempts per game. Talk about the hot hand.
Well, BA, it shows you how much the game has changed. I had a green light, but it was a different shade of green. I still only took 3 per game. Now you have multiple guys every night that will take 3 in the first quarter.
That green light's now neon green for many.
No doubt.
Now here's Christie. Gafford with a screen on Edwards. Oh, nice setup for the slam.
It's so sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop. They led by as many as 18. Now here's Edwards. Lets it go from 14, and he gets the jumper to fall.
Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Marshall outside. Flag outside. Washington, a screen on DiVincenzo. Buries it from outside.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Edwards. Oh, the long ball, no good.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Washington, and stolen by Edwards. Randall with it, and it's Marshall picking him up. Outside Edwards. There's a minute 40 left to play in the fourth quarter. Yes, sir! That one goes!
They've been battling all night. Now they're on the brink of putting this game away.
I think the key here is to be careful about playing it too safely. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Randall with a steal.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Timberwolves.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, BA, you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And they increased their win total to 29.
And they've had their fingerprints all over this series, winning 2 straight and looking like they have this team's number.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Anthony Edwards.
The scoring effort from him, unreal. Carrying this team, I mean, he was amazing tonight.
4 on the clock. Quick 2, all net.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Winning away from home takes nerve and great discipline. Kudos to them.
Here's flag. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Ooh, the 3 doesn't go. Just let the clock run out.
Hey, it's time to celebrate.
so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For reporter Allie LaForce and for Tim Legler and Grant Hill.